Go.
Hey guys, it's Kelly Keisha letting you in on my East Magazine interview / photo shoot with my favorite photographers over here. We have Carlos, and you've probably seen my photos on Facebook and all over with Carlos. He's amazing. And we have Richard Rosser here. He's over here to my left.
Hi guys.
And we're just going to give you some idea of what we're doing for this incredible magazine. So if you live in South Florida, anywhere between North Palm Beach and Hollywood,
Delray Beach and Hallandale.
Delray Beach and Hallandale, then you want to make sure you become a fan on Facebook of East Magazine, and you can find it right on my profile page. So should we get started?
Sure.
Awesome.
I was digging into the contradiction between the Iranian heritage and the New Jersey growing up and the Americana that is your house, which is totally striking not only for you but also for the neighborhood. It's very different. And you were giving me some background on where those influences came from.
I have quite the eclectic background. I was born in Iran, came here as an infant to South Jersey, grew up in a farm town where the dump was the place to hang out on the weekends, and very humble beginnings. We had a good time growing up, but we lived on 5 acres and really weren't allowed to play with anybody in the neighborhood because there was no neighborhood, so anyone to play with was pretty much far away from our house. So we kept to our own and kind of grew up a little isolated, I would say. So I always had dreams of living in a big city, but while still in New Jersey, I fell in love with antiques and Victorian stuff and chandeliers and teapots, and I work from home, so I love to be surrounded by all the pink beauty that is within my home, and so that's what I do.
I don't mean to be too personal on this one, but I've learned to ask you about the family business. What was going on around you?
Growing up?
Yeah.
Both my parents were music teachers, so I was forced a little bit into playing clarinet in high school, but I don't have a big music background and really don't desire to. Love music, but just don't want to play it myself.
So how do you get from South Jersey to Boca Raton?
That's a good question. How do you get from South Jersey to Boca Raton? As I said, I dreamed of big cities, and as it happened to be, I fell into an industry where I was able to travel a lot and meet new people. So I met some great people down here in Florida and was coming down here to build my business with the hopes that someday I would evolve into being able to move down here. And so as chance would have it and adversity, I left a bad relationship up north, and I thought what better way to get away from that than to move halfway across the country, and so that's what I did. And I used to go to Meisner Park a lot when I first started visiting Florida and fell in love with that area and really just stumbled into this home, happened to be right around the corner from Meisner, so I love it here.
So, on the career track, and we're going to kind of evolve through that, what would you say your first career was?
I started picking blueberries when I was 12 and advanced to packing blueberries when I was 13, I should say.
This was a hobby, or this was a...
No, this is what we did in South Jersey. We came from the blueberry capital of the world. So we all either picked or packed blueberries, but packing was the big job and the better paying job at the time. And then at 14, my parents got divorced, and I went on to get into banking. My father worked in the bank at nighttime and needed a good babysitter, so I was lucky to get a job working for the senior vice president, and I stayed there all through high school. So I had 10 years in the corporate world by the time I was 24.
Wow. So, obviously the reason I'm here is to talk about your personal branding and get everybody up to speed on what your thoughts are on that. But where did that enter into your career landscape?
The personal branding piece?
Yeah.
Probably about a year and a half ago, I have built 2 successful companies here in the area that have both gone national. One is Women That Win, and one is Women's Wellness Society. And they afford me the opportunity to be creative and do what I really love to do, which is gather women and do fun things and have fun events. But I found myself completely hiding behind those companies a lot and not really putting myself out in the forefront. So I'd have these big dynamic events with great speakers, and I'd even bring in an MC, and I'm a public speaker myself. But I never highlighted myself, and I barely spoke at my own events. In fact, at the Women's Wellness Society meetings, very seldom would I even say I was the founder of the company when I introduced myself at the meetings. And a lot of that boiled down to limiting beliefs.
Really?
I had a really strong conviction that I wasn't a good leader, and that was a story that played in my head for so many years that most people hear that and they don't believe that that's me, but that's really what held me back. And I did a lot of personal development work over the past 10 years, and one course in particular last year that helped me to make that shift, and that was all that I needed. And that's when the personal branding started.
So we got to talk about the course. What was that?
The course is called Self-Discovery, and I've done everything from Tony Robbins. Love him, by the way. These were all stepping stones.
Right.
But
That's what I'm exploring.
In these trainings that I've done, you work on different things. So at this particular self-discovery training, I decided to work on this leadership piece. And so I really wrote and journaled and discussed it and talked about it and got out all of my...
Who does that course? Is it?
It's a course down in Davie.
Mhm.
I'm not sure who puts it on. Dania, Davie, South Florida somewhere.
Barry Weinberg, I believe, was involved.
Yes.
Small world.
Yes, they are part of self-discovery, but I loved it, and I got done that weekend, and I came home, and I thought,
That's a huge work for them.
yes, I'm tired of hiding behind my companies, and I want to put myself out there. So I've always believed in surrounding myself by a great team of people, and one of the big pieces for me was actually Carlos, because he is able to capture me in such a way that makes me feel good about myself, and I don't know that beauty always comes naturally, but he's so great at bringing out the best attributes of who I am that I think when he did my last photo shoot, it all started to come to life for me, because then I saw myself as not just a business person in a business suit, but that I could really be who I was. And as I started to put myself out in the forefront, those who have been following me for years started writing me and calling me and saying, well, something's different, now we want to see what you're doing, and the whole Profit from Being You came to life, because previous to that, I've been speaking about building the brand called You, and really teaching people that they have to take their strong suits and their adversities and push them to the forefront. And it's all in how we spin things, you know that. So let's take those shortcomings. Like for me, I didn't go to college, so a lot of times people want to know where I got my MBA from when they hear I'm teaching business courses. And so I take that and I work that for me as opposed to against me. But most people will hide behind the things that they're afraid to tell people that are their shortcomings. And so I did all that and really put out there to the world who I was, and Facebook was an integral part of that, because Facebook allows you to really be who you are, and not many other platforms do that. So for so many years, because I grew up in business, I put on the fake facade of the suit and the business person, the serious person, and I had a business coach when I was 18 tell me put my hair in a bun, wear glasses, and wear a pinstripe suit if I wanted to be taken seriously. So today...
Yeah, I'm not doing that right now, that's for sure.
Right. Today my life has changed a lot, because I really don't want to put the suits on anymore, and I want to show people that you can work from home. And my Profit from Being You product came to life because I desired to show people that I could be in my pajamas for 3 months straight, basically, and make money doing it. So that product came to life, and now we're actually doing this.
What is that product?
Profit from Being You. ProfitFromBeingYou.com is a product that I put together to show people how to leverage who they are.
So the instructional...
It's a DVD and CD set with an action guide.
Okay.
And that evolved from my Building the Brand Called You speech. But now we're actually doing a 60-day challenge, proving to people that we can work in our bikinis from the beach and make money too. So first it was the pajamas, now it's the bikini.
Any action shots I
don't know what's it. Only if Carlos is there.
Some product demonstration we can run.
Only if Carlos is there. That's the disclaimer.
So, back to what those are about. Profit from Being You. What would you say the essence of that program?
Oh, that's my favorite word. I help people to discover their you essence, what makes you you. So I have them really go through an exercise. If they were a company, what would the color be? What would the font be? What would the music sound like? What would the essence of that company be if they were the company? And so we really go into... We put music on and we have them do this whole transformational exercise where we actually evolve them into a company. Mm-hmm. What are their best attributes? What is their $1 million value that they bring to the world? And I help them to pull that all out. And from that, we then take them into You Mastery, which I'm getting ready to do in a couple of weeks. We have a weekend event where we're helping them take all of the essence of themselves and turn it into their first product. So I love what I do.
So give me an example of a client. You don't have to use a name, of course, but can you walk me through person A walks in the door and they were like this, and then they went through and now they're like this. You got something like that for me?
Sure. I have a particular client that has an accessory shop here in Boca. And she came to my house about a month ago and did a whole magical makeover on my closet. And I know I have a lot of good suits
your closet?
In clothes in my closet, yeah. A lot of great clothes.
Wait, I'm sorry to be silly.
That's okay.
You put clothes on her?
Oh, no. She came to do an evaluation of my closet.
Oh, so she's like an organizer.
No. I'll tell you what she
Okay.
does. So